The one who is the cutest is this one. And I forgot he's not a cat, so I dropped him like this, but he was upside down. And a cat, if you drop from here and he's upside down, the cat will turn around, you know, and run away. But when I drop him, but he's upside down, he just falls on his back like.
因为它会赶猪啊，好聪明。
Can you believe that the pig wants to like show his belly and wants to get scratched? I thought only dog and cat has this baby. They are really super cute.
哎，他们会吃这个吗？
可以。
Jonas, you can feed them.
可以咬我吗？可以咬我。
他们应该不会咬人吧？是。
Wow, I thought I never can pet a pig. Just, we have a pig, you know, when I'm a kid. We had a small one too, actually.
Wow, this one likes you so much. 特别因为还没有猪陪。对，因为他那一阵子。
大家好，我是 Jonas。
嗨，大家好，我是查理。
今天我们在千湖农场，因为是一个非常好的地方。I didn't know what I wanted to say.
好烂的开头。
So what do you think about being here? 你觉得在这里好不好？
我很喜欢这里，就是这里有很多小动物，有迷你猪啊，还有小鸡啊。
You were so cute yesterday. You run after this 小鸡。
Yeah， 我想要抓，可是抓不到，因为我很想要有小鸡在手里面这样，可是抓不到。
I love the pigs so much here that I am so close on becoming vegetarian, you know. Yes, because I play with them and I feel they are smart. They are not as smart as Choba, but they are in the same league, you know.
Yeah, we are smart.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't want this video just to be like us running in a farm and playing with little pigs. I also want to provide some value for you guys, and for this reason I want to talk about some of the things that I get a lot of questions about, and this is like the things you should think about when you're marrying a foreigner, or the things you should think about when marrying a Taiwanese. So the first thing I want to talk about is cultural differences. Of course, it's the thing everyone thinks about when you think about dating someone from a different country. So what is the big cultural difference recently?
You mean between me and you?
Of course. Or between you and who? You and the pig? No difference.
在骑机车来这里的时候呢，非常的暗，因为这里是山上，然后就没有路灯。那我们就骑机车，很恐怖，我真的是全身紧绷，因为在山里，然后没有路灯的地方，就是机车真的超小，就骑着骑着超害怕，然后他就开始 ，Shut up, Jonas！ 下车以后，我说你干嘛给我吹口哨？然后他就说。因为我觉得你很紧张，所以我就想要吹一首陶喆的 Baby 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 Baby， 然后他就
Copyright claimed，
他就在那里吹口哨吹这一首歌，当下真的就是想让我放松。
Shut up! Like, so there are many cultural differences. You just have to know this. Some of the things can be like described as cultural difference. You don't have to be angry at your wife for screaming in the mountain. You don't have to be angry at your husband for whistling in the mountain. Like it's just we are brought up in a different way. The last thing I want to say is about language learning, and this was a little bit mini disappointment for myself. I have to be honest, but I don't blame you. Because I thought when we are getting together, you're gonna learn Swedish so super easily. Because I will speak Swedish with you a lot.
Of course not.
And I thought I would pick up Chinese organically, you know. I would just be around you, but the only thing I kind of learn organically is like
不可以要妈妈。
the way you speak with Choba, that's the only kind of Chinese. So, of course, you teach me a lot of Chinese. Especially, I ask you like, oh, how do I say this kind of thing? But it's really hard for some people to learn language from each other, and for us, it didn't really work out that we learn each other's language. We still date, but not through each other.
I don't know. For me, learning language is not like super important.
It's because you are like the biggest language talent I have ever met. Because of course you speak Chinese and Taiwanese, and then you move to France and you learn French for a few years, and you are fluent in French. But when the fuck did you learn English? Because you were fluent in English already when I met you.
Yeah.
When did you learn it?
In school.
Yeah, but the most Taiwanese don't learn English in school. I mean, not speaking.
But why are you so angry?
Because I think you had a secret relationship you didn't tell me about with some British.
No, I never
English.
dated any American or British. For me, I think learning language is not like super necessary. Like if you want to learn it, you just go to school and learn it by yourself.
I just know 5 languages, but they are not so important.
No, I mean like
Just learn
like
them.
some couple some couple, their husband is British or America, and they never know how to speak Chinese, but they are still together, so I think it's okay. Like you don't really have to learn Chinese. Like if you want to learn it, yeah, learn it. But if you don't, you can still live in Taiwan. Like,
I
without any
feel
problem.
that my 2 or 3 years of sacrifice of learning Chinese are not really like fully appreciated in this relationship.
Let me give you another example.
Yeah, sure.
My friend, like she is dating a German, and her German boyfriend forced her to speak only German. Don't you think it's like super painful? Like for me, I think if you want to learn Chinese, it's okay. If you want to speak only English, it's okay. I don't care. But if I only say you can only speak Chinese, pass C1, otherwise I break up. Like
I will do
it's
my
not,
best.
it's
But-
no, it's not better.
But you're okay, like what you say is, let's keep it in a conversation here. But what you're saying is true. That of course you don't
Like, I
have.
shouldn't
I
give you
don't
pressure.
feel any pressure from you to learn Chinese. I don't actually.
Yeah.
But if I didn't learn Chinese, and every time we are in a restaurant and I ask you, oh, what is this? Because in the beginning it was really like this, you know. I ask, what is this? What is this? What is this? Now I know how to order in a restaurant. And for example, they were doing some construction next to here, and they are Taiwanese basically. I don't even know they speak Chinese, you know. And I say, okay, I want to shoot this video. I tell you. You say, yeah, go and ask them when they are taking their break. And so I go there and I ask,不好意思，什么时候你们休息？因为我要拍一个影片。And if I didn't know this Chinese, I would force you to do it, you know. Oh, can you go and ask them, like, oh, when are they taking a break? And you will be so angry at me for forcing you to do this, because it's the video for my channel, right?
I agree. Because if you don't learn Chinese, then it feels like I have to do everything. For example, when the postman come, I need to go there. The delivery man come, I have to deal with it. The janitor come, I have to go because you cannot do anything. So it's like, okay, everything is on my shoulder. So of course it's much better if you can be independent.
In Sweden, I do most of the things like restaurants, reservation. Even most of them speak English, you know, but it's just so much more convenient if I call them, more convenient for them, you know, I make the reservations, ask what time, like there's no misunderstanding. And I think also here you do most of the calls, but I can still do it now,
Yeah.
so I do it, but I mean it's more convenient for you because there will be no misunderstanding. You know? The next thing I want to talk about is that about a long distance relationship, because every mixed couple like this, you know, we had in the beginning a long distance relationship between Sweden and Germany, and then we had Sweden and France, and Sweden and Taiwan. It's super good when you meet, you know, you get those 3 or 4 days and you meet and everything is super nice, and it's like all your love of 2 months get concentrated into 4 days. It's super duper nice. But between that, it's really, really painful experience. What do you think about having long distance relationship? Why are you smiling?
For me, I think long distance relationship is really painful, and of course you want to meet each other more often. For me, I think the most important point is that you need to have money to have long distance relationship, because of course you want to meet each other, but like, okay, you need to book the flight ticket, it's expensive. And when you meet each other, of course, like traveling, you need to spend a lot of money. So I think it's really expensive to have long distance relationship if you want to meet each other.
The big pain was, you know, even when you moved to me in Sweden, you were still on your French student visa, because you could have that 6 more months. It's the same visa for the whole Europe. You kind of have to be ready to deal with long distance relationship, which is like good, but in the long run, it's also very, very painful, I think.
Like if you want to have a successful long distance relationship, I think you first of all you really have to be really independent. Like first of all you need to have money so you can book the flight tickets, and second you really have to be independent so you can like live your own life happily, like without, because some people when their partner is abroad, they just feel, oh, so painful, my life is meaningless. But no, you should be happy even if you are alone.
The next thing I want to talk about, maybe a little bit more serious actually, it's about the visa. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, mixed relationship is so romantic, you know, it's so many things to discover about each other, and yeah, you can move to another country, it's really interesting, learn new language. But one of the big barriers that is not fun in any way at all is that you probably sooner or later need to get a visa, you know, because you want to, first of all, we try to get a visa for you to stay in Sweden. The good thing about that is that we didn't have to be married to get it, but I needed to have a good income and an apartment, and I didn't have an apartment in my name, so I had to get an apartment, and I got it, and then we had to, you know, do a lot of complicated things for you to get the visa to stay in Sweden. You had to go to Hong Kong, so I interviewed there, right?
Yeah.
And you have to write so many things.
Basically writing a novel about a love story. 我在瑞典的时候要申请签证，然后因为他们的文化里面只有sample visa，没有什么没有配偶，就对他们来说呢，他们觉得结婚不重要，只要你们证明你们同居呢，就等于是就是有结婚的效力这样，所以我们就要给他们很多东西来证明我们有在一起，比如说 Skype 的对话啊，还有写我们怎么认识的。然后我就写了很长一段我们要怎么认识的时候，然后我去香港面试的时候呢，香港的那个面试的一个女生，一个 lady， 然后她就说，哇，我看了你们的这个故事，我真的都要哭了。如果你出书要跟我讲。
Also, I had to send our Skype conversation from when we met, you know, with all the dates when we met. Like we had to like really go down our history of this kind of thing. So it's kind of like a little bit complicated for Taiwan. And the thing is, it took super long time for you to get the visa. 1 year, 1.5 years.
1.5.
Yeah, so there was a lot of issues with this. So this is actually the main reason why we decided to move to Taiwan. Like the main reasons, but it was the main reason. And here I can get a student visa first, so I lived on that for a while, but I couldn't work on that. So then we got married, which something we planned to do anyway, but we had to like speed it up a little bit. And
Can I say that we are married because you won the visa?
I think I get kicked out of Taiwan if you say this, because they would say our marriage is fake, and then
Oh,
I would
yeah,
send
of
them
course.
250 YouTube videos of things we did. It's all is fake.
No, I mean, I think if we don't need to get a visa, we will get married maybe, you know, a few years later. But because you need a visa, so we are like, okay, we need to get married tomorrow. So, yeah, it's like a big pressure.
And it took a lot of sending documents back and forth to Sweden, because we needed to get those documents from Sweden, and they needed to be stamped by another department in Sweden. So it was so many things back and forth. So it took us 6 months just for sending stuff back and forth. And this was even when my parents were helping out with all these kind of things. So it was a big burden. The good thing about the visa in Taiwan, once you are married, it's really easy to get the visa. Like they will not ask you about your novel or your story or is your marriage fake. So it was all okay. And since I have the visa, I can do basically anything here. Yeah, so I just wanted to say. Great.
Oh, I should do this.
Yeah. Okay.
错误示范。
If you are getting serious, like check these kind of things out, because it takes a lot of time, and you don't want to stay 1 year in a new country if you are not able to work there or not even able to stay there in the long term. You know, check out the visa as soon as it starts to get serious. It will help a lot. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys feel more like more knowledgeable about.
Is there any help of this video?
Yeah, about visa,
Okay.
culture difference,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of things. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye.